Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I just wanted to talk about a certain subject real quick. Um, and this is coming purely from my heart. So, anyways, so you guys will probably notice on a lot of like YouTubes and stuff, they've got like Patreons and different cash apps and stuff set up. Now, you've heard me talking before. I'm not saying those people are bad or anything like that. That's what public speakers or that's what anybody does. They get paid for their time and money. And if people appreciate it, they get paid for it. Well, not only in live videos, but a few people have been asking me for like my cash app and stuff and I'm gonna explain to you guys why I don't really you guys can like leave your opinions and stuff. Ultimately, I invite people to come and meet, so to speak, and get to know each other without harming each other, like a safe space. I mean, everybody's got their opinions and stuff. I can't force nobody to do anything, but the reason I don't do that is because in my heart, I'll give you an example. Let's say I'll give you a few reasons. Whenever people give money to people, and it's even written about this in different books and stuff, that when you give somebody gifts, a couple of things happen. I'm not saying all people feel like this, but whenever somebody receives a gift, the person that gives them the gift kind of feels like, boom, I'm attached to them for some reason or whatever. I've even felt myself doing this a few times. Some streamers have been giving me shout outs and like on Facebook, like gaming streams. And then like it'd be cool and everybody be chatting. It'd be a bunch of people and we're all. And then after I donate to them, if they don't shout my name out or something, it kind of feels like, you know what I mean? There's that feeling that's there. Well, it's not even just that. A lot of times, once people are getting paid by somebody, then they're influenced by that. They're like, oh, this person's paying my this or that. Maybe I should represent this, or maybe I should give them shout outs all the time, or maybe I just feel like I'm just being honest. If I were to put a cash app on my page, once you donate anything to me, it's either going towards some type of bill or it's going to a children's hospital. I want to show y'all some. I do, but I don't because there's like information on it. I donate to Shriners or whatever. And I'm not saying I'm doing this for a reason. I'm not saying, oh, I donate. What I'm saying is, in the midst of me donating to them, they send me mail back and stuff. And I'm not saying they're some special than anybody else. They're just a place I like to donate to sometimes. Well, they sent me a letter one time. Well, they sent me different letters showing me different how the children are doing and what's going on and this and that. Well, one time they sent me a letter, and this was after I started making videos. There was like somebody donated to them $100,000. I don't know if they mass sent that out or what, but they was like, somebody sent us 100,000 and this is amazing. And thanks to all the donors and stuff. And I was just like, my heart melted when I read that. I was like, somebody donated 100,000 to a children's hospital. Like, in my mind, I'm getting all this bad news and it's like, oh, so that's why like, also another reason, let's say I'm getting money. Like, let's say I'm starting to make like 100, like I get millions of subscribers, or I get people donating hundreds here, thousands here. Just, I was in this one gamer, guys, and I'm not condemning none of this stuff. What I am doing is basically shedding a light on who I am, so that way people can know who I am. I guess I done already jumped out here in the street, so to speak, spiritually speaking. Don't jump in the middle of the streets. That was a spiritual metaphor for saying I basically have come out to speak to people. I'm afraid of certain metaphors and parables. So no, another thing, let's say I'm eating my baconators and going on a new trip and getting my car fixed. And then every time I see homeless people, every time I see, it'll like plague me. It'll be like, I'll see all these stories of children getting messed up. And it's like, I don't got enough money to help any of this stuff, but I'm the one getting donation. It's like, it'll just start to eat at me. Everybody's different, but the way I am wired, if you will, certain things I care about and certain things I don't. Like, of course, that's why this even comes to my mind. Of course, if I was in a world where I didn't have to worry about, yeah, Jesus says, don't worry about your food and all that. And so I'm coming to refine. Yeah, remember all the times you talking about people make money? Remember all the times you see this? What I'm saying? Let me be a living witness. Every man's words can come back. And so that's why I'm trying to give you all the spirit and the 10 commandments so y'all can do y'all own thing. But yeah, I mean, even if y'all heard me say in my videos, I'm not against people who make money. But Some of y'all are confounding, putting fear, destroying, using names and stuff. Like I'll see different people talk about. So this is my thing. This is where I draw the line. If somebody's teaching about science or teaching about a boat or teaching about whatever, even the word, okay, somebody's teaching the word all the time and somebody's like, here's $100, you've helped me out with your words and blah, blah, blah. That's one thing. But then when a person grabs the freaking word and goes, if you donate to me, it's going to manifest back to you. If you donate to me, the Allah, Eshallah will donate to this mosque, and they're asking for the donations instead of who I am when I see them going, oh, I'll give you an example. There's a few once in a while, I'll see a streamer and they're doing stuff and they got a thank you button. Here you go. They didn't ask for no money. They didn't ask for me to donate to them. They didn't ask for none of that. They're doing their job, entertaining. And I'm like, oh, it's like paying. So this is what I'm trying to tell people, like cable. All these different actors are doing their thing. And are they saying, hey, donate to NCIS, donate? I'm just saying, using these shows as an example. Donate to blah, 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 blah show. Ninja Turtles, donate to. No, they're making products and making shows and entertaining. So think of it like that for YouTube. You're doing your thing. Maybe you're a gardener. Somebody sees your video and they're like, oh, I like that, $5. Or that you have a cash app up. And it's when people beg for money and ask for it. And it's like, what are y'all doing? Just do your thing. And if people like you, they're going to give it. I see gamers making hundreds of dollars in 30 minutes. But if I see a gaming streamer pick up a cigarette and play with it and do all this funny stuff and then make hundreds of dollars and have millions of kids watch, you see what I'm saying? They're mixing things into their entertainment and it's dangerous. So, all you pastors and preachers out there, whatever, you got your little cash apps and whatever. I could put my cash app on my thing, but I'm not finna go out here and ask y'all for money. And if it is donated to me, I'm not finna. If like somebody could, I'm gonna just be honest with you. If somebody was to donate me something like, and this is why I say I might have enemies. If somebody was to donate me like $10,000, you're not finna give me that much money and not get fucking donated. I'm sorry, excuse my French. If somebody was to give me that much fucking money, shit, I'm paying my bills and the rest is going to donations or different people. Because I don't just want to build my family up. Yeah, we got family. I can give mom some money for helping me as much and dad some money, they raised me. But at the same time, no. I'm not finna build a horn and watch all these people be destroyed. That's what I am basically saying. So somebody donate me $100. And that goes towards bills. I'm taking 20, 30, 40 of that and donating it to Shriners. If somebody be like, hey, Hannah, where's all the money I donated you? Go check some of these children's hospitals. I'm not fucking around. I want the disabled healed. I want the homeless helped. I want children who are battered and orphans a beautiful place to stay without new psychotic parents. If I hear one more fucking story of orphans being adopted, what I saw on Atlanta, which turned out to be a real story, I'm not going to speak it into existence. Y'all want to watch the show and figure out what I'm talking about? Go ahead. But what people are doing to orphans, and women and stuff. So I don't need to condemn people and I don't need to harm people. Everybody has an I am. And when the throne rooms and the stuff is removed. But anyways, like I said, I don't need to curse people and do none of that stuff. All I'm saying is basically, I want to see a world where everybody's being helped and healed. I want to see a world where I see a lot of preachers talking. They're like, even a preacher I just watched live, he was like, if you're a part of any of these, and he gave his acronyms of his ministries in any of the world, because he was stationed, blah, 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 and I guess he's got a bunch of stations everywhere. He's like, if you're in that station, go to my church and, do your blah, 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 blah. And it's like, all right, man, I'm not going to condemn him. That's him, but how much are y'all donating? How much y'all giving? But once again, I don't know his finances. So see the words protecting me. Don't covet for his kingdom. You see what he's doing. I don't know what's going on. Him and who I am might have a beautiful relationship. So let him do him. His people will be his judges in the future. And, it is what it is. I don't need to. See, protects me. So I can be a living witness on this camera and talk about how, okay, it's good to receive donations because everybody got to eat. But at the same time, I could say it's bad because what are y'all creating? So, what I'm saying? I'm not The reason I'm even talking about this is because I told somebody in a video I would explain this and why I don't come to condemn people. As I've told you all before, I come to help people who are being condemned or hurt. And so, like I said, if I see notice, if go Google how much religion makes in America a year. 1 year, the institution of religion could pay off the debt to China. And this is where, whoa, pay attention. This is where bureaucracy and theocracy can harm people. I'm not telling the government to go then take away the separation of church and state, fuse together and force them to pay China off. What I'm saying is, with that type of money, why would there ever be homeless, orphan infrastructure that's tore, bad orphanages, yearly they could fix the world, right? If they came together and weren't divided into 46, 33. I have a little phrase I like saying. People talk about the 144,000. I liken it to the 177,000 because you got the 144,000 that was martyred, and then the 33,000 denominations of Christianity that just want to follow in their footsteps. But instead of physically, because the Lord has already separated all this murder, especially in this country, not to the fullest, but the law is on the side. You see what I'm saying? Now the law is on the side of the Lord, if that makes sense. Go look up the 10 Commandments and look up these laws in America and see what happened if you get caught. So anyways, the point is, I'm not trying to fuse the two institutions together. I'm just saying, look at the power that y'all have and what y'all could do. Look at the power of who I am and what who I am could do. Look at everything that was invented and made. It was all made by humans. They keep saying, I'll give you another phrase that people confound themselves with. God doesn't talk to us. God talks to us through the word, his word. I am doesn't talk to us. Who I am talks to us through words. Like I'm telling you guys, they're putting, when you see God and Jesus, think of I am who I am. It's basically, if you pay attention, I and the Father are one. I am who I am. I am the living God. The flesh is in accordance with the spirit. I am the bread of life. So now the flesh is talking what's coming out the inside. Don't eat of the unleavened bread or eat of unleavened bread until the appointed time. So now I meditate, focus, think, don't eat of unleavened bread until the appointed time is the same thing as Moses going to the mount. Moses going to the bush. I'm telling you it is. It's the same thing. You basically go into who I am, so to speak, understanding and calculating. I don't want to use certain words, understanding words for what they are, or calculating, or like if I go, people tell me in these chats, I'm telling you all I possess of wisdom. Do not try to strike me. I'm not saying that to harm anybody. And I can tell when something's a bot or not. I can just expose them. It's instant. So watch this. Somebody told me to read 3 books. They're like, you should read this, and you will learn a lot. And I said, well, will you learn? Because he said, you will learn a lot. So he said something else. He ignored my question. And then I was like, you ignored my question. Once now you did. What will you learn? So then he ignored my question a second time. So I said, now 2 times you ignore my question. What will you learn? And so then he went to a whole nother topic and started talking about something. And so then I explained to him, I was like, you're right. You will learn something because you learned something when you read those books. You don't know who I am or what I am learning. So I could read those books, and what I am learning has nothing to do with what you learned. He could have read those 3 books, and what he learned is for him. But what he learned will never be for me because he's the one that learned those things. And so all he could ever do was shine a light on those 3 books. But he didn't. All he did was advertise the names of them and then said something vague. You can't formulate a theory out of the books you just read and tell me something from your consciousness. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why the reason I said Jesus Christ is the king of AI, and that's why Joshua, I am grace and salvation, is fighting the concepts of the world or the kings of this world, is because that's just what they're doing. If AI is a script, they're reading this book and then treating him like a god instead of being I am who I am and seeing through the facade. That's why I don't curse the writings in red. I say worshiping these gods is dead, because then they try to slither all this bread all through the days of Noah into the head. Now realizing that's Cain who vanished, and then who I am vanish. And then I begin to cling to the robes, and then all that foolishness is truly in my lobe. So, that's just a little poem or saying to basically say, I don't condemn none of these men. I basically read what I need to and understand, because these men's names are just another word. A noun is a word, is it not? Is noun not a word? So I'm just trying to help people see through the sea, come up again with me, and understand that truly it is thee that has the power of over all things. And lest to Nebuchadnezzar and his statue we sing. And then realize the head of gold is the pharaohs, right? Because with their bows and arrows, they have been trying to put their canes and rods all through the land, but it's just a facade. But then by the time of Nebuchadnezzar, he was already the iron, because if you pay attention to the silver, it was the Egyptians who used to deliver. But then the Hyksos in the 1800s slithered into Egyptian mythology, and then they created the Hebrews from Abraham, Isis, Rael, and Ishmael's trilogy, because Abraham came from the Babylonians, the hunters of men. And then they mix with pharaohs again and again. So if you pay attention, it's Isis, Rael, and Ishtar, Ma'at, El. They took these three names and mixed it into different beasts, and now they wear the pharaoh's religion along with the Semitic people's fleece. So when I say that I'm not racist or calling them evil, I'm just trying to get to understand they're trying to get Noah to walk out of the steeple. So then you get to the belly of bronze, and you'll see that a man named Aaron, after the Hyksos invaded, tried to be the one. He wrote 613 mitzvahs plus the ark, that's the beast. He swam over the waters and created something that turned us into mincemeat, if you will. I just created a word. Some people might hear that and call it absurd. Or perhaps I made a mistake and added little green squiggly lines because the ones that were red were pretending to be divine. I am not talking about the actual words, we are that which give life. So when it says, the Lord helped me conceive, you just made Eve the wife. And then you gave life to all that walks the earth until a man has to be crucified to save you from her birth. And so when I say that, I'm not talking about he's a God. When it says the Messiah took the pain from the world, understand what I'm saying. That's not magic. I'm not playing. What I'm basically telling you all is that they believed in God so much that when a man came with I am who I am, they tried to shank him and such. Just like they do in these chats and in the world, because they went from Egyptian to a Babylonian girl. Vespasian is Herod. He had to fulfill his law. But when he had to slay Jehohanan and made him raw, because lo and behold, Jehohanan taught him too. Because if they were learning for everybody, all he needed was I am sent me to you. Once the spirit gets in the head, it's strong because there's no image, so it can work all night long. Then it spread to Titus. So pay attention to these names. Yehosus, added to King James, transliterated to Jesus because Titus tore it apart. Pay attention to these wordings that you all give to the heart. So John the Baptist warned of those people following across the river, but they yet and still slew this man and took from his liver. Then, when Titus pretended to be a god, he met the cross too and was poisoned later by his brother. Whew, quite the feud between people from the same mother. Or was it the same father? Why even bother? You see what they do to genealogies. They carry down Egyptian trilogies. So, basically, out of all that, what I'm saying is Herod or Vespasian, once he became emperor, he basically talked about he rose up with the gods, and then Titus appeared. Once Titus came forth, he reformed Jerusalem. Who gave Titus the word? Paul. Who gave the Greeks the word? Paul. He gave them the word and didn't circumcise the heart. So that means if you get the spirit and you still murder and all that, you didn't give them the 10 Commandments. You just tried to preach. You see what I'm saying? So, I'm just trying to help as many as I can. I am probably going to put my cash app on my thing. Do not think that That gives people the right to be higher than other people, say you're closer than me to other people. It is a gift from the heart. And if it's too much, it will go to some institution of charity, because I don't. And my family and friends could get mad at that. But it's about my heart and my kingdom. I don't dwell in their finances, so nobody needs to dwell in mine. And when I come here speaking to you all, it's just for peace of mind. Don't say, oh, donate to this man so you can get a synagogue, because I'm not that type of God.